throw the first question to you, and then we've got about 5 minutes for audience questions. So all of these things that people are making and this participatory culture, I mean, one of my first thoughts is, okay, we're already starting to see that obviously with social media and listening tools and how brands are starting to create their own messages. But I want to ask you, what does a Windex or a Coke or a tire maker do with this desire to participate and create? I mean, sort of specifically beyond just social media and the things we're doing right now.
Right. Well, so, it's not that every brand and every product should somehow engage with this. It's not for everybody. But there are unexpected ways to engage. Have you guys seen the Diet Coke and Mentos demonstration? They actually had them at Maker Faire, where these guys came up with this. You put Mentos and Diet Coke and shake it up, and it creates these crazy fountains. And the story was that initially they had received cease and desist when they were, hitting the road marketing this. And of course, that's the absolute wrong approach to take. And so now they're being sponsored by these brands, right? So it's not a matter of Coke, coming up with a way to let people mix up their own Coke. In this case, it's seeing what other people are doing with their products and supporting them instead of taking the Apple model and sending cease and desist letters.
Well, it's sort of like what our mom has always told us, that we need to listen first. Let's go to questions. It's a great opportunity for you guys. Like I said, we've got about 5 minutes to tap into his brain power and vision. So Nancy and I will run around.
Hi, Peter Platt from Catalyst Direct.
Hey.
I'm interested in, with all this connection opportunity we have, how are people going to find a place to disconnect in the future?
Well, I mean, I was talking about that backstage with Mark Ruxin. I guess I'm one of like the 3 people who doesn't have a Facebook account. I have a Twitter account, but I've never tweeted, but I have a bunch of followers, so maybe sometime when I think of something smart to say, I'll tweet. But, I think that what we'll start to become clear is that the authentic experiences that make us human, the kind of connections we have with each other in very real, very intimate, very physical ways, will show us when it's time to disconnect, as long as we start to listen to them, right? I'm not convinced that we're going down this path where we're all going to be connected all the time and we're addicts and all this kind of stuff. I'm absolutely addicted to my email, but I also try to listen for the opportunities of when not to connect and when not to be distracted. Just like Daisy was talking about books. Does anybody read books? I love reading books. When I'm actually sitting there reading a book, engaged in a good book, I'm not feeling that pull to go and check my email, right? So I think it's about individuals finding the opportunities that are natural for them to unplug, as opposed to feeling like you are in a meeting now and so you must have your lid down and not be IMing or not be surfing the web while you're also supposed to be listening to that speaker. If you can do that and engage and do what they call continuous partial attention, I'm all for it. Right? But I think what people need to do is start to listen to themselves and really get a sense of when they feel that they would actually have a better experience if they were no longer paying continuous partial attention. Any other questions?
I think we've got one in the back, maybe.
They're thinking about it.
They're considering a question. There are so many great productivity tools. I know this is not a keynote about productivity tools, but I thought about just some of the things. I installed some Chrome extensions last night that limits time on certain addictive sites like Twitter and Facebook and other
not
places.
boing.
No, I let that run more than 24 hours a day. So there are lots of great tools out there. I think we've got a question.
Hi, I'm Dan Whitmers with Adenyo. The video that you showed of the augmented reality piece, I love that piece. I use it a lot. Can you talk a little bit about how you see augmented reality being used in real-life application for brands?
So I think what you'll see, and Daisy interviewed me, she was kind enough to interview me for one of her Media Minute pieces, and we talked a little bit about that. What I don't think is ideal is this walking past a store and being told, oh, well, you're wearing double extra large in blue and we have that same shirt available on green and it's 20% off today, or those kinds of augmented reality applications. What I am interested in is the same thing that I think worked best on on sites like Boing Boing, where the marketer is providing an opportunity for the community, for the reader, for the user to enhance their experience in some way. So if you think of an augmented reality application that is underwritten by a brand, I think that's sort of the path you want to take. So rather than sort of this direct marketing, yelling at you kind of approach, I think of things like, let's say you're a company that's involved in health and well-being in some way. Maybe you could underwrite an application that is an augmented reality pollution monitor kind of thing, where you can hold up your phone and it says, well, if you actually walk 2 blocks over, that's not a direct bus route, and so the pollution is actually lower on that street, and if you're walking to work every day, it'll be good for your health to actually walk just a couple blocks over. This message brought to you by the brand or the marketer. So I think things like that actually provide useful and valuable information where you want it, without hammering a buy message down your throat, is probably the approach to take. Especially when a brand needs to be aware, of course, that an augmented reality experience, they're going to be competing with other brands and also individual voices, right? I can walk into a grocery store and hold up my phone and look at whatever kind of information Procter & Gamble is providing to me about their products, but at the same time, I'm also going to see, through the lens of my, environmental iPhone or augmented reality app that says, you might consider this product over this one because it has a smaller carbon footprint or something like that. So it's really about providing information that people want as opposed to intruding on the experience in some way.
And it's worth noting that we've had 2 Tom Cruise film references, Top Gun and Minority Report. I don't have a prize to give out, but whatever speaker comes out with the most clever next Tom Cruise movie reference, I'm going to cheer for that.
Or at least, or just a Scientology reference.
No.
Did I say that out loud?
David, thank you so much.
Thank
that was
you guys
wonderful.
so much.
I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. Thank you.